Good morning. Today I'm preparing, it's the first step of preparing duck rillettes. Let me show you the ingredients. I have my cutting board here. I have two lovely duck legs that I purchased from our specialty supermarket. I have 4 cloves of garlic, 2 tablespoons of kosher salt, Daphne bay leaves, rosemary, and peppercorns. To begin with, I'm going to put in my peppercorns, my kosher salt, and the thyme. I got plenty of thyme in my hands. So what I have to process each one of the legs first. As you can see, the leg, let me move this back a little bit. As you can see, the leg, thankfully, it has a little bit of extra fat that is really, really very desirable, and you need to trim it and not throw it out. Save it over the side because we're going to render the fat. Here's some pieces. Here's an extra piece also. And I'm going to cut this into smaller pieces. I will do that tomorrow, and render the fat. And also I purchased a jar of duck fat from Nature's Pantry, which is in New Windsor, New York, and I will use the duck fat that I purchased, and also this duck fat. This is wonderful. All right, so I have a small shallow dish. Oh, this is wonderful. I'm very happy with all this fat that each one of the legs has, because we need as much duck fat as we can get our hands on, because you can use the duck fat for many, many purposes. Let's see what else. Okay. So we have now our 2 pieces of duck legs, and I'll wash my hands. Now I will take some of these wonderful peppercorns, rosemary, salt, and put it on. The legs. And garlic. And of course this is my own garlic. Oh, it smells so good. And this will stay in the refrigerator for 24 hours until we're going to take it out, remove it, remove the legs, clean as much as of the salt, pepper, and aromatics here as we can, and then cook it. This is going to be great. Duck rillettes. Washing of the hands again. Now I have a nice piece of transparent membrane that I'm gonna cover them with. And I get another piece of membrane. And this will go in the refrigerator for 24 hours. And here's the processed. Oh no, it's the light doesn't help here. The fat. I'm going to get a little piece of transparent membrane. I'm going to cover it and refrigerate it until tomorrow, where I'm going to cook it to render the fat and use it with the duck legs. Basically, the recipe is very, very, very similar to duck confit, where you cook the duck legs in duck fat and remove the meat from the bones and use, dice the meat. We'll add some onions, red onion that one red onion that I'm gonna dice, cook it with a little bit of duck fat, mix that in with the diced duck meat, add a little bit of extra fat, and then put it in small jars, probably one larger jar. Pack it down very, very well, top it with a little bit of fat, and that will become the basis for a charcuterie board, along with fruit, cheeses, meats, and other things. To accompany the duck rillette, I will also make crostini toast, crostini bread. I tried it about a week or so ago, the recipe, And it was so successful that the alarm went off. I put it in the oven and I forgot it. And it wasn't burned to a crisp. It was beyond that. It caught fire and the alarm went off and it was a mess. But this time around I'll make a much smaller batch and it will be delicious, I promise you. So I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning and welcome to the second part of making duck rillettes. It's 8:30 in the morning, 24 hours after I marinated the duck legs. Let me just show you what I have ready for this morning. So I have my cutting board here with one red onion. However, since I only have, I'm cooking for just a couple of people, and since I have just two lovely duck legs, one onion like this will be a little bit too much, so I'm going to cut it. I'm going to use 1/3 of this onion. Okay, 1/3 of this onion for the two duck legs. If I had twice the duck legs, I would use more of the red onion. I have one full jar. It's about 11 ounces, 300 grams, 1/3 of a kilo of lovely, lovely duck fat that I got from Nature's Pantry, a local specialty shop. Also, I have here duck fat that I removed from the legs before processing them. So I will take this and I'm going to render the fat. It will take about 20 minutes or so, and then I'm going to put the duck legs in my wonderful Dutch oven that I have here with all of the duck fat and whatever I'm going to render here. So let me get going. Let me just start. By moving the Dutch oven over. What a beautiful pan. I'm going to put it in medium-high heat. Put the duck fat in there. With a little bit of water. The water will evaporate eventually. So the house is going to smell just lovely this morning. In the meantime, let me also dice the onion. I did have an accident yesterday. I dropped my phone and I crushed the screen. But I tested it this morning. I was very disappointed. I tested it this morning and the video function is, it hasn't been affected. So I'll say this is about 1/3. So also on the side, as always, I have my trusted bucket for my mulch. We're going to put it in a container, the rillette, the duck meat, we're going to mix this onion with the duck meat and give my next adventure here will be to make duck prosciutto. But I've ordered 2 large duck breasts from our specialty supermarket in the area, and I'll pick them up tomorrow, and I'll make duck prosciutto. Can't wait. And the family, my wife and I, we are going to Georgia for Thanksgiving, which is coming up in a month. So this is going to be a wonderful present for the hostess in Georgia. So let's see what we have. The fats that are cooking here. So now I'm going to take my onion, I cover it up, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. And the duck legs are going to cook for about 2 hours, So the onion only takes about 10 minutes to cook. So the last 10 minutes I will remove the onion, diced onion from the refrigerator, and lovely, look at these legs. Oh, you see we have a little bit of moisture that was removed from the legs. And now I'm going to open up the container with the duck fat, and I'm going to put it inside my Dutch oven. Duck fat is like gold. It's not easy to find. You need to render your own fat many times. So, but I'm planning to cook a whole duck in about a month or so. Actually, after Thanksgiving, after we come back for the Thanksgiving holiday, and that's going to help a lot. So here we are with the 2 duck legs in the Dutch oven. I'm going to put some of the rendered duck fat in here. And I'm going to cover this. to check the texture of the meat. You want to have it well cooked. You want to have the meat separate from the bone, pull back from the bone, and you want to make sure the meat is very, very, very tender and very well cooked. But you don't want to have the meat to become like puree. Okay, so I'm going to keep cooking the fat here. So 2 hours later, the legs are ready. I've taken them off the Dutch oven, and I have them on a shallow vessel. Let me show you. So here are the legs, and they are cooked perfectly. You see the pull back here. So they're basically ready. I'm going to let them cool down a little bit. I'll remove the skin and I'll shred them. So in the meantime, covered here with transparent membrane, I have my finely diced red onion, and I have my pan. I'm going to put the onion in the pan. I'm going to cook it a little bit. And also I've reserved about 1/4 teaspoon of fat. I may take some more. And I will cook this a little bit. So you don't want to use raw onion. So of course raspy is all over the floor here. Looking for handouts. She loves duck meat. So while the onion is cooking, let me show you. I will process the legs. The meat is very hot. Now what I will do with these bones, I will reserve them, and I'm going to add a little bit of maybe half an onion, a couple of carrots, 1 stick of celery, Raspy, stop it. Don't do that, Raspy, no. You're being bad. Let's see, onion, carrot, couple, maybe 1 or 2 carrots, small carrots, and I'm going to make a lovely dark stock for soups and other things. So this still has some meat on it, but I'll wait for it to cool down. Here we have the onion with the fat. Smells yummy. Okay, this is nicely mixed. So this needs to go in the refrigerator now for a minimum of 2 days, 3 days before using it. So I will get a half pint jar, and I'll show you how to prepare that. And now I will begin filling this vessel. I have here a small spoon, a teaspoon. You need to pack it down, get all the air out. Clean the rim as well as you can. And finally, top the whole thing. With a thin layer of the duck fat. And here I have the lid. And this is going to go in the refrigerator to start with for 2 days. But next time we'll have company. I found a very nice recipe that and YouTube personality, his name is Chef John. He created these crostini, you know, which is baguette sliced diagonally, and he makes this mixture with butter, herbs, and mustard, and he bakes it. You know, he puts the mixture on both sides, and the crostini is really, really nice. So I will try that recipe that I got from Chef John, and I will post another video then.